Hey, I am going to be reading August 25 entries from Hope for Today, Courage to Change, and One Day at a Time in Al-Anon. It's on page 238. Feel free to follow along with me if you have any of those books. Again, it's page 238, August 25th. I'm going to be reading from Hope for Today first. I grew up in an alcoholic home where I felt no one was caring for me, so I decided I had to do so myself. Soon my vision became short-sighted. It took all my energy just to protect myself or figure out the bare necessities I needed to survive. I felt confused and overwhelmed by my environment, so I limited my awareness. In Al-Anon, I'm learning to look all around me, not just in front of me. My first experience with widening my awareness occurred in meetings. I took the risk to look at the people around me and listen to them. My reward was a bond with others who understood me, accepted me, and wanted to help me. In the course of attending just one meeting, I finally knew I was not alone. Later, I began to see how the traditions encouraged me to look around myself. Tradition 1 taught me that I am not the only one seeking recovery, because all of us attended meetings for the same purpose. The fulfillment of that purpose depends on choosing what is best for the whole, not just what is best for me. This was my second experience with wider awareness. My growth benefits from the growth of others. My third experience with wider vision followed naturally in the form of step 12, especially the part about carrying the message to others. Here, I was encouraged to look around me with the intent of bringing the healthy light of Al-Anon to others who are still suffering. My gift for doing so was the affirmation that I am a worthwhile person who is capable of sharing experience, strength, and hope with others. Thought for the day. What recovery gifts might await me if I widen my circle of awareness just a bit? Quote, I kept going to meetings and gradually my perspective changed. That quote is from Alcoholism, the Family Disease, page 10. Moving on to Courage Change, page 238, August 25. When students first learn to play the piano, they are usually taught to use only one hand and include very few keys. Then they move on to using two hands, eventually learning to play all the keys, the high notes as well as the low. In fact, part of the pleasure of playing lies in hearing the rumble of the lowest bass notes on the light chiming of the high treble. Today in Al-Anon, I am learning to play a new instrument myself. I am a person with the capability to experience a wide range of emotions. From love to joy to wonder, I am profoundly grateful for laughter and light spirits, and also for anger and fear. Because all of these feelings are part of what makes me whole, I believe that my higher power wants me to be fully alive and fully aware of all my feelings. The crashing crescendo of great anger, the soft chant of serenity, the heights of wonder, and the new insights that stretch my heart and mind just as my fingers stretch to reach all the keys in the challenging chord. I am learning to play richer sounds than I ever thought possible. Today's reminder. Today I will appreciate the full range of feelings available to me. They make my experience of life full indeed. I have sometimes been wildly, despairingly, acutely miserable. But through it all, I still know quite certainly that just to be alive is a grand thing. By Agatha Christie. Wow. I love that reading. I'm going to repeat the first paragraph because I don't think I read it right, so here goes. When students first learn to play the piano, they are usually taught to use only one hand and include very few keys. Then they move on to using two hands, eventually learning to play all the keys, the high notes as well as the low. In fact, Part of the pleasure of playing lies in hearing the rumble of the lowest bass notes and the light chiming of the high treble. Wow. I like how this reading gives permission to feel the highs as well as the lows, because I know in addictive behaviors, people usually avoid extreme lows and extreme highs. But the program really stresses experiencing, going through all the human emotions, going through everything that makes you human, because that is where we can be capable of depth and of deep relationships and of freedom. This reading is really reminding me that humanity, there are different spectrums of emotions, of possibility, of depth, of freedom away from negativity and shame. And so that really is a really good freeing reading. So moving on to One Day at a Time in Al-Anon. August 25, page 238. Have I ever accomplished anything good while my emotions were churning with hysteria? Am I aware that reacting on impulse, saying the first thing that pops into my head, defeats my own purposes? I couldn't lose by stopping to think. Easy does it. Wouldn't any crisis shrink to manageable size if I could wait a little while to figure out what is best to do? Unless I'm sure I'm pouring oil on troubled waters and not on a raging fire, it might be best to do and say nothing until things calm down. Easy does it. Today's reminder. It may take a bit of self-control to back away from conflict and confusion, but it's wonderful protection for my peace of mind. Unless I can say or do something to quell the storm, I'll only be inflicting punishment on myself. And each little battle I win with myself makes the next one easier. Take it easy, for easy does it. It will all seem much less important tomorrow. Quote, quietness is a great ally, my friend. As long as I keep my poise, I will do nothing to make bad matters worse. So this reading is about easy does it. I like how it says, unless I'm sure I'm pouring oil on troubled waters and not on a raging fire, it might be best to do and say nothing until things calm down. Easy does it. So this basically stresses patience and gentleness of self to oneself. It says, I'll only be inflicting punishment on myself, and each little battle I win with myself makes the next one easier. Take it easy, for easy does it. It will all seem much less important tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening. If you're still listening to these, easy does it. So you are worth it, and I hope you listen to some more of my recordings in the future, or maybe eventually videos. We'll see what I'll do with that. And keep coming back. It works when you work it, and you're worth it. And I recommend really going to meetings, as many as you can, finding a sponsor, working the steps with a sponsor or alone, whichever one works for you, whichever one you're comfortable with. Remember that this program is very gentle, and that it's a good way to heal from the human condition. Please hit subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Take care. God bless.